The Archer class is the highest damage class in dungeons if set up correctly. In this video, I'm going to show you the best setups for the Archer class inside dungeons and how to run the class to its maximum potential. Without further ado, let's get on to the video. If you're a low catacombs level and looking for a cheap but strong set for the Archer class, look no further. The Skeleton Master armor only requires catacombs level 12 and is very strong for the price. The armor set gives you very little EHP, also known as effective HP, but gives you a lot of extra bow damage in compensation. Each piece gives an extra 5% bow damage, and the set bonus increases your bow damage by 25%. This effectively gives you a 45% increase to the damage you deal while inside dungeons with a bow. This armor set should not be overlooked and only requires 1860 undead essence to 5-star every piece. Overall, the best setup for low catacombs and budget archers. The second armor set that I would recommend is Shadow Assassin. Shadow Assassin gives a solid amount of effective HP and gives a lot of damage even without the set bonus. The set bonus only makes the armor set better. It grants you 1 strength for every mob you slay. This makes the armor set get even better over time. This setup is the best armor set for archers and can even be better if upgraded with livid fragments. The setup is quite pricey, but if you want to save some money, you could swap the Shadow Assassin chestplate with the Skeleton Master chestplate to save some money but lose out on a bit of damage. Overall, extremely good set, highly recommend getting, and is my personal setup. Now, let's talk about weapons. The Spirit Bow is a good weapon, and it doesn't require you to be a certain catacombs level. It instead only requires floor 4 completion. It has decent base stats and has a ghost ability that deals a bit of damage. The Spirit Bow costs 670 Wither Essence to 5-star and is a great bow for newer players as it isn't as expensive as other bows, and also it is quite powerful. Next, we have the Super Undead Bow. The bow requires you to be Catacomb 16 before being able to be purchased from Orphelia for 800,000 coins. This bow is cheaper than the Spirit Bow and honestly, in my opinion, is quite a lot better. Sadly, the Catacombs level is a bit high, which means that some people may be required to use the Spirit Bow until they get enough Catacombs XP to purchase the Undead Bow. The bow gives no strength but quite a bit of damage. The reason why this bow is so good is because of its special effect. This effect makes the bow deal 100% more damage to undead monster, which is the majority of monsters inside the catacombs. This allows it to deal incredible amounts of damage for its price. The effect also gives the arrows a 25% chance to bounce to a different target, similar to the Archer class passive. Overall, the bow is very worth the price, and the only reason I don't use this bow is because I got better bows. Now, we have the best weapon for the Archer class. The weapon goes by the name of Boomerang. This weapon mimics a boomerang, hence its name. And this bow doesn't require arrows and also deals double damage on its way back. The bow gives you a ridiculous amount of base damage and strength and basically triples the damage you do with it if you're able to hit the enemy when the boomerang comes back. This bow is so powerful and doesn't even require you to be a certain catacombs level. It only requires you to beat floor 4 once to be able to use this broken bow. Sadly, the price is quite high, but it's 100% worth the price. You could use multiple at a time, so you could do even more damage, as it takes quite a bit of time for the boomerang to come back. The boomerang can hit up to 10 enemies, and it's completely unfair, and honestly, I'm surprised how it hasn't received a nerf. Absolutely broken and easily the best archer weapon out there. If multiple boomerangs isn't your style, you could just buy a Last Breath bow. This bow has a decent amount of base damage and strength, but shines with its effect. Each shot of this bow decreases the defense of enemies hit by 50 each time they are hit. This stacks up to 100 defense. With this effect, you are able to do a lot more damage with your boomerangs. This bow is quite strong, and I would personally heavily recommend you get it, as the extra defense reduction is huge during boss fights and more. Extremely good bow, and it wraps up the weapon section of this guide with a nice bow tie. Okay, Let's talk reforges. With all your bows, the spiritual reforge is the best reforge, but if it is too expensive, you could always use the precise, rapid, or unreal reforges. That's practically it. Those are like the only 4 good reforges for bows. And yeah, let's just move on to pets, I guess. For pets, there are only 2 viable options. The first being the skeleton pet. This is the best pet for the archer class because of its first ability, which at level 100 gives you 60% extra bow damage while in dungeons. This is extremely good, and it's even better than the entire skeleton master set. The second pet is the wither skeleton pet. The third perk is quite strong, but just doesn't match the extra 60% extra bow damage that the skeleton pet gives you. I used this pet during the terracotta phase of Sudan, so I could take better and have better survivability. Also because it has the shellmet and my skeleton pet doesn't because I'm still leveling it. Finally, let's talk about the reforges for the archer class. Since attack speed is completely useless for the archer class, you could forget about bloody and itchy. The archer talisman reforges are actually very simple. Basically, all you need to do is put shaded on all your talismans except your legendary ones, and put strong on your legendary talismans. This will give you the most base damage stats and will increase the damage you do greatly. Thank you so much for watching my archer class guide. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I read every comment and I will make sure to respond. If you guys enjoyed the video, it would mean the world to me if you simply click that like button. If you want to see more content like this video, click the subscribe button and I will continue to make the highest quality content I can make for you. Again, thank you so much for watching and I wish you a great day.